This week I put out some new stuff and some classics, so stay tuned. Hey, what's good guys? Hunter here and welcome back to the channel where I upload weekly fragrance content, so you already know the drill. Hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any content, and also be sure to follow me over on my Instagram page. But today is of course the weekly fragrance rotation series that I try to do on a consistent weekly basis. If you are familiar with this series, we basically run down what fragrance I wore on each day, how many sprays, the kind of weather outside, and of course if that fragrance got a compliment or not. So how about we get right into Sunday? Sunday was in the mid 50s and sunny outside, and I put out a fragrance that I came across in Burlington, and this one is Lattafa Oud Off Version Unlimited. Now, I'm actually a big fan of the original Oud Off Version in the black and gold bottle, so when I saw this one, I was just like, yeah, of course I gotta get it. And whenever I come across Lattafas, especially at rag stores, I usually always pick them up. Sometimes they're bangers, sometimes not so much. This one though, kind of smells like a pina colada, guys. Very tropical smelling. That could possibly lean a little bit more feminine than a lot of guys would prefer, in my opinion as well, especially compared to the black bottle of this one. So I don't know if that's what Lattafa is going for. This one targeted towards women, even though it doesn't really smell like a women's fragrance per se. It just smells very tropical, kind of like a pina colada if you're on vacation, which is always a good smell. But there is also a lot of florals going on in this one, so just be cautious of that if you are thinking about getting a bottle of Unlimited. On that day as well, I did do 6 sprays of this one. The performance was pretty good, not on par with the black bottle, the original Oud Off version, but still great for what it is. And I believe you could get these for around like $20 or so, or maybe even less at your discounters or rack stores. Gonna have to review this one eventually since I've been reviewing so many Lattafas lately. So that's what I wore for Sunday is Oud Off Version Unlimited. Monday was in the low 60s and cloudy outside, and I pulled out a fragrance I used to wear a ton and always got so many compliments with it, and it is Alexandria Fragrance's Black Panther. And if you don't know, this is inspired by Bulgari Tiger, but guys, this actually has always got me more attention than the original. And if you know me, Tiger used to be my signature scent until I switched over to L'Immensité. But if you love the Tiger DNA, you want something very fresh, grapefruit heavy, extremely versatile and crowd pleasing, you don't want to spend Tiger prices, absolutely check out Black Panther. And like I said, the performance is on par with Tiger, maybe a little bit better since this is an extrait de parfum and has always got me more compliments. And that's coming from somebody that absolutely loves Tiger as a fragrance, and my favorite perfumer made that fragrance as well. I did do 6 sprays of Black Panther, also hit the gym earlier in the day as well, and this is a fantastic gym fragrance. Like I said, fresh, inoffensive, and crowd pleasing. You really can't go wrong with this. And Alexandria as a house has so many bangers. They have inspired by fragrances and some of their own kind of original creations as well, and I do own so many from them over down there. But Black Panther is a must from this house if you just want a banger, versatile, fresh fragrance. Absolutely check this out. Tuesday happened to me in the mid 70s and cloudy outside, and I pulled out a brand new fragrance from Fragrance du Bois, and this is Serene, guys. And honestly, do not let this bottle deceive you, because it's not what it seems with that pink bottle, guys, because this is a honestly fantastic kind of cherry, burnt kind of feel fragrance with this oud, and pretty lactonic as well with this creaminess going on. One of the most outstanding cherry fragrances I've ever got my nose on, and cherry fragrance is so popular nowadays, and they usually smell very similar, but for some reason what they did over at Fragrance du Bois with Serene made an absolute unique cherry that I've never smelled anything like it. And this is the first fragrance targeted towards women by Fragrance du Bois, but in my opinion, this does not smell extremely feminine at all. I believe any guy can absolutely rock this one easily. And if this was in like the original kind of black and gold Fragrance du Bois bottles, I think this would do fantastic. So like I said, do not let that pink bottle deceive you, because you'll be missing out on a fantastic cherry oud style fragrance, especially if you're in the market for something like that. And for the ladies out there watching, of course, this is gonna be a absolute must check out for you guys as well, especially if you love cherry fragrances like Lost Cherry, etc. There's something about this that smells so expensive, exclusive, and luxurious when it comes to that genre. On that day though, I did do 6 sprays with Serene, kind of been keeping around that 6 spray mark compared to my usual around 10. And as of lately, as you guys know if you keep up with this series, the performance is fantastic. This one in particular is actually an extrait de parfum, which they do mention. So you are getting the highest concentration of perfume oils. You can just tell how dense this liquid is inside. So that's what I chose for Tuesday, is the brand new Serene. Wednesday was also in the mid-70s and cloudy outside, and I pulled out one of the most hidden gem, underrated niche fragrances that I've got a few people onto, and it is Amore Oud's Smoky Citrus, guys. And just like the name suggests, this is gonna be a smoky citrus style fragrance. And how I would describe it is take a lemon and smoke the lemon, and you get that aroma from that in here, guys, and it's fantastic. It could somewhat be in the same genre as like aventus because of a smoky citrus tone, but done in a complete different way. When I first got this in, I actually enjoyed this one so much that I almost consider making it my signature scent because it can be extremely versatile because you get the smoky aspects for like the colder weather, and you're gonna get the citrus aspects for the warmer weather, so it just goes hand in hand. So just do yourself a favor, check this one out. I believe a lot of you will not be disappointed with this one, and I believe you can find these fairly discounted online as well, which is a steal for what you're getting. On that day with this one, I upped it up a little bit with 8 sprays of smoky citrus because I enjoyed this scent profile so much. And when I was out running errands at a convenience store, actually, I had this worker kind of walked by me. She's like, wow, what are you wearing? And I told her, she's like, yeah, it smells very, very good and something I've never smelled before. So like I keep saying, guys, this stuff is no joke, and I hyped it up a lot when I first got this a year or so ago. So that's what I chose for Wednesday, is this banger from Amore Oud Smoky Citrus, which I also believe is one of their newer fragrances. Thursday was also in the mid-70s and cloudy, pretty much having a consistent week with the weather, and I pulled out another brand new Lattafa that I got in the collection when I came across it. And this one is Lattafa Fakar Black, guys, and wow, I'm gonna say it right here, this is a YSL Y80P absolute killer, and I've been wearing Y80P ever since it came out, maybe like 6 or so years ago, and I've been a big fan of that DNA, apple, aromatic sage, etc., and it's fantastic, and probably was my most complimented fragrance years ago. And with this out now, guys, forget about Y80P, especially at the price you can get this for, around like $25 or so. It's an absolute must if you love that DNA. Because for me personally, the reason why I like this better is because it smells better and also replaces the sage with lavender in here, and I was never really the biggest fan of sage in fragrances, so I much prefer lavender as an aromatic note. So you get the apple, you get the aromatic lavender in here, and it's done fantastic. Like for real, guys, if you love Y80P, do yourself a favor and try this one, and you may never look back, and you're gonna save a ton of money too whenever you need to re-up on Y80P, because that fragrance doesn't really hit discounters, and it's over $100. And of course, I got you guys tagged in the video the best prices you can find each fragrance I talk about in this series. With this one, I actually did do my usual 10 sprays of Fakar Black because I wanted to get a full wearing of this one, because I'm absolutely going to be reviewing this one very, very soon because it deserves it. And the performance is on par with Y80P, probably around the same. And for me, Y80P has always been an absolute beast freshie fragrance. I don't know if it's just my batch because I had one of the first batches, like I said, from 6 or so years ago, but that stuff's nuclear. This one's no different, and you're gonna pay a fraction of the price. So that's what I chose for Thursday, is Lattafa Fakar Black. Friday happened to be in the mid-60s and cloudy, so getting a little bit colder outside, and I pulled out my baby, guys. This is my signature scent that I haven't worn in a while, so I had to, and it is Louis Vuitton's L'Immensité. In my opinion, the best fresh fragrance from Louis Vuitton. I know a lot of you guys will agree with that, and a lot of you guys will disagree and probably say imagination is, but for me, guys, this one is way, way more up my alley personally. Very complex. It's in the same kind of genre as Tiger, both made by the same perfumer as well. You get the grapefruit, you get the ginger. In here though, you get some aromatic qualities, and you get that beautiful warm amber base that sets this one apart. It makes it very, very sexy as well, which is why it is my signature. Plus, Louis Vuitton is my favorite designer house of all time. I do own, I think, over 15 bottles now from them. As you guys will probably know if you follow my channel, doing vlogs, going to Louis Vuitton, etc., and always picking up each new release when it comes out to review ASAP. But this one just does it for me, guys. This is the perfect, versatile, sexy, signature scent worthy fragrance I think money can buy, and these are pretty expensive. But maybe I shouldn't be telling you guys that because all you guys be walking around smelling like me. No, I'm just joking though, but I did do 6 sprays with L'Immensité, one of the better performers from Louis Vuitton as well, because as we know, some Louis Vuittons have lackluster performance. This one is not the case. Easily gonna last you all day, around 8 hours or so. It's mostly due to that warm, resinous amber base that just makes this one last that long. So that's what I chose for Friday, is my signature. I'm gonna have to pull this one out much more in the future. Wrapping the week off on it, Saturday was in the mid-50s and sunny outside, so it keeps getting colder and colder later on in the week, and I pulled out pretty much the king of niche fragrances, which I haven't worn in a long time, and it is Creed Aventus. Now, The reason I don't really wear my bottle is because I have the 19S31 batch, which is one of the better batches from 2019 at least. A very well balanced mixture of that fruity pineapple, the smoky birds, etc. And I just love Aventus, of course. You really can't go wrong with this fragrance. Everybody at this point basically knows this as well. It's so popular. But like I said, I haven't probably worn my bottle in over a year, so it was a nice treat on that day, and I was just in the mood for it. I'm gonna have to get a newer bottle of Aventus so I don't run through my 19S31 and kind of preserve this one because this is one of my favorite batches of all time. And of course, I do also need a bottle of Absolute Aventus as well because I know they just brought it back. It was a limited edition, so I'm gonna have to grab one of those very, very soon. But let me know down below what you guys prefer, the original Aventus or Absolute Aventus. I'm very curious. However, on that day, I did do 5 sprays of this one and just kind of wanted to wear it for myself rather than for other people because I wanted to enjoy it. And honestly, most of the time when you spray less, you get to smell it more. But if you spray more, you get to smell it less, but other people get to smell it because you go nose blind to it much quicker with more sprays, especially if you spray around the neck. So just remember that whenever you spray these fragrances, if you're gonna wear it for yourself or wear it for others. That's what I wore to wrap off the week. Ended it strong with the King Aventus. So that's gonna do it for my weekly fragrance rotation. As always, guys, leave a comment and down below the bangers you guys wore throughout the week. You guys are always smelling amazing and also always giving me so many recommendations that I'm gonna have to absolutely check out. But besides that, leave a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and of course, I'll catch all of you back here in my next upload. Take care, everybody.